What's up, desktopers? In this video, I'm reviewing the 2023 Empro Classic Spain Pro Michal Krizo wins. I'll give you guys all the results. Got HG footage, 8K, courtesy of More photo. Plus, I'll give you the full results and go through the full scorecard, plus much more. Hope you guys enjoy it. What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for another video. And today I'm giving you results and reviewing the 2023 Empro Classic Spain Pro, where Michal Krizo, or Michal Krizonek, wins in convincing fashion. Just in my opinion, there's some great competitors here though, and we go through the full top 10 results, break it down, give you guys some of the call outs, plus much more. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button if you are watching as well, live or on replay. So let's get into it. The footage as well, as I mentioned in the intro of this video, is courtesy of More photos, and the footage is next level. We love this sort of like 8K style footage. Obviously it's not 8K on the live, but it's that 8K quality that we know and love as well, which you get from Gilco Productions, but this time over there in Europe from More photos. And you're seeing on the screen right now the second place finisher in Andrea Presti, who I believe is actually qualified, or maybe not quite qualified actually, for the 2023 Mr. Olympia, because he was beaten by Brett Wilkin at the end of last year, but he looks sensational once again. But let's go through the top 5 or the top 4 or so, and then we'll go through all the call outs as well and break down what I think went down and who actually got, I believe, shafted or ripped off, or whatever you want to call it, in this show, just in my humble opinion. So let's get into it, and give me your opinions in the comments. But you can see Michal Krizo here looking really damn good. And what impressed me about Michal Krizo as well is just the level of conditioning. You can see here on his physique, like he was really, really balanced. He still doesn't have the things that Michal Krizo is missing, is like ab hardness and development, but he's got a small waist, so you can't really complain too much about his physique. I mean, it's a small waist, huge arms, flaring quads. Can he use even a little bit more on those legs to really make his physique next level wow? Absolutely, but he's made great improvements, and I've got to give him credit for doing that as well. And you look at that side chest, he's got the lines through the shoulders. Could he use a little bit more detail? Could he use more developed glutes? The more developed glutes, I believe, is the big factor of his physique on where he could really, really improve. But you cannot complain with how good this guy really looked. The abs were tight. He posed a lot better. He didn't crumble on stage like he did last year in his pro debut. And you got to really give this guy credit for what he has achieved. And he'll be going to the Olympia, and how well can he do at the Olympia? I can't imagine him not moving up, because this is a great physique and it is much better than he brought last year, just in my opinion. But you can let me know your thoughts on Michal Krizo. And it's actually quite funny, in his individual walkout routine, you're noticing a lot of the same poses. This is from the same routine as he came out. Now, Andrea Presti in second place, I've already looked really, really good once again. And he's more impressive when he actually stands side by side with people, because you can sort of pick apart his physique when he hits certain shots. You go, oh, well, he needs more leg, he needs more of this. But like when he stood next to Brett Wilkin last year, he was a lot more impressive than you actually think in the comparisons, rather than just the individuals. So you can see here, and he's a tall guy as well. So I'd love to know how much Andrea Presti actually weighs, but a very, very impressive look from Andrea Presti. Really cut out, really good condition, but brought plenty of fullness. That's his sort of money shot, along with the front double bicep. Could he use a bit more tricep? He has sort of like the Ian Valier tricep, sort of almost like the Ronnie Coleman triceps, where he didn't have that horseshoe, it wasn't popping out. But you really can't knock him too much. And when you see like footage up close like this, and you see how well the skin is laying over the muscle, you see how tight he is through the abs, he's got a really nice midsection. Yeah, he could use some more quads, but they're not like they're awful. It's not like they're totally tiny and small. But if he gets in the lineup with guys with really big legs, that's where it'll actually hurt him. Now, this is Wellington Fernandez, I believe it is, from Brazil. He placed second earlier in the year in Brazil. I love this guy's physique. He falls down a little on the front double bicep when he hits that shot because his biceps aren't super peaky. They're not like coming right up, but you just look at the quality of his physique. And like I mentioned earlier with Andrea Presti, the way that skin lays over the muscle, how aesthetic this guy actually is as well. The front lat spread is wild. Absolutely love this guy's physique. Just very, very impressed. Clean lines, and that side chest, look at that. There is really nothing you can knock on this pose too much. Could have used maybe a little bit more of a hamstring, maybe. Could have used, be a little bit more cut out in that side leg. Yeah, sure. But look at that full round chest. The lines going through it. Just how balanced that looks. I think that's absolutely amazing. So shout out to Wellington for another great appearance here. And he's only getting better. And I think, look at that side tricep. That's what bodybuilding fans are calling for. So third place for Wellington, and I think it was more than deserved. And let me know what you guys think about Wellington in the comments. I mean, look at that glute ham sort of tie-in. The back actually looks improved to the start of the year as well to me. He's, had an awkward amount of time between shows for me. And look at this rear lat spread. That looks improved as well. I don't like it when guys hit it with their hands like that. But if you look like that, I really don't care too much. And that shot. This is pro bodybuilding, and I'm so glad to see a guy like this doing so well. I'm going to feature a few of your comments, so get in the comments, like the video. Michael Devrone says, Presti has made some improvements. Absolutely. Ham drop from the side is crazy as well. Yeah, 100%. German Tortosa says, Presti is in the best condition in the show. He's definitely up there, 100%. Yeah, I've got to really think about who was in great condition, but a guy like Wellington was in great condition as well. But I'll actually say there's one other guy that was in better condition. We'll get to him a little bit later as well, actually very, very soon in this video. Krizo over Ian says, oh, really? I'd probably agree. If you put Krizo and Ian in a lineup, I'd probably give it to Krizo as well. Just my opinion. Anyone know how much Krizo weighed? I'd love to know that as well. He was very, very thick, very impressive, and we will get to a call out, so make sure you guys stick around as well. But yeah, shout out to you guys for getting in the comments. Now let's go through this video a little bit more. And this guy is 21 years of age, Jose Ma from Instagram. That's his name on there at least anyway. Looking really, really good there in 4th place. I don't know if I would have had him in 4th, but when you see this sort of video, you see the glutes and hams, like the hams, the way they are cut out. 21 years of age, absolutely phenomenal. He needs a bit more tricep there just to sort of complete that pose, but his back's pretty damn good. He's got a shorter torso as well, or maybe that's the way he holds his shots. That back lat spread, I think, fell down a little bit. Posing can use a little bit more polish, but at 21 years of age, this is absolutely insane. He should be super proud of this. The tricep is fully striated. And look how conditioned this guy is. He really optimized his physique. Now, this is Juwan Pradels. He placed in 6th spot, I believe it was, or 7th. I believe it was actually 7th. He was brought in to be compared to some of those guys in the first call out. I was really hoping, no offense to Juwan, but he didn't place higher than 7th at least, because I felt his conditioning wasn't quite there compared to some of these other guys. I don't know what went down with the lighting there during his individual routine. I remember when I was live for prejudging, it was very distracting, that sort of lighting. And when he turned to the back, this is where the conditioning sort of showed up. And it's not like he was in bad condition, but when you compare him to the guys he was against, this did look quite soft through the back. And apparently he's only been training a couple of years, according to you guys in the comments. So yeah, it just needs more conditioning there for sure. But an impressive pro debut, especially if he's only been training for that amount of time. That's absolutely wild. So yeah, pretty crazy. And that's the main guys, but we're going to show you guys some more photos as well. But let's get to the scorecards and go over the scorecards. And I'll go over a guy that I believe was harshly judged. Sup, Red Loop. Appreciate you guys. Someone saying that he transitioned from powerlifting, Francisco Ruda. yeah, well, if you transition from powerlifting, he sort of looks like that. And someone said, Black Patron says those delts look funky. Yeah, Juwan's delts do look a little bit funky, but let's get to these results. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys so you guys can see this a little bit closer. So it was all agreed upon by basically every judge. So I'm assuming they had 5 judges in this show, and it was very consistent through the whole thing. Everyone was beating everyone else by 6 points because it's like every judge with the high and the low thrown out, they all had the same judging. So first place, Michal Krizo, which we mentioned. Then we'll go down to the guys that we didn't mention. So in 5th place, we had Roman Frizt, who looked really, really good. And we'll get to his photos shortly. Very, very impressive Roman Frizt. He bought, I'd say, a fuller package. I'd say he faded a bit through prejudging when I was watching him. I didn't get to see how he looked at finals apart from at the very end because I set my alarm for PM instead of AM, so I just slept through it, woke up panicked, and I was like, oh, I have to get on here to you guys, and fortunately I got that 8K footage. So Roman Frizt finishes in 5th place. 6th place we had Peter Clancy, who I thought looked really good. We'll get to that. In 7th place we had Juwan Pradels, who we mentioned before. In 8th place we had Christian Wolski, who was in the middle of that last call out. 9th place, this is my point of contention especially, I would have had Christian Wolski and Amir Omaragic, second last in this show. This is a guy that's placed top 5 in somewhat decent shows, and I think even as high as 3rd. I don't know if that was this year or last year, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But he'll be incredibly disappointed placing 9th from Germany. I don't know if there's some sort of rivalry between Spain and Germany or something, well, as to why he placed so low and a guy like Juwan placed 2 spots higher when Amir was in great condition. I'll show you guys some photos, and yeah, I was a little bit shocked by that one. And then George Zamorano Avila placed in 10th, which I think was the right call there as well. So I will get to some photos. We will go through these call-outs as well and break it down a little bit. So this was the final 4 call-out. So we've got Michal Krizo, we've got the 21-year-old Jose Ma, we've got Wellington here, and then we've got Andrea Presti. Hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing on the screen. Yeah, it looks that way. So let's make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Yeah, Dave Thomas, yeah, Amir got shafted big time. Yeah, I agree. And I will show you some photos of Amir Omaragic as well because I feel the same. I feel like he got shafted, unfortunately. And yeah, I think it was a bit of an injustice there. So let's go back to that last pose. So almost every pose I have at Michal Krizo winning. They only went through 1 rotation at prejudging, and it was just in this order. And I've got to sneeze in a second, guys. Hopefully it doesn't just explode on me because I'm an aggressive sneezer. But we've got Michal Krizo on the far left, Andrea Presti here. I'd say those guys are the top 2 in this one in terms of just the front double bicep at least. And then we're comparing these guys, and I'd say Wellington was, for me, pretty clearly ahead of Jose Ma. Or Jose Ma. Then Michal Krizo had him winning this one as well, but I'd probably say Wellington maybe in second on this pose. And I'd say Wellington was somewhat pushing Presti, but I think Presti was just too big overall and impressive. Side chest, it's hard to say exactly because of the angle, but I would have had maybe even Wellington pushing Krizo on this one, but I think size-wise, Krizo still wins that shot. And you got to say, the 21-year-old here looking absolutely crazy. Back double, and this is where Jose Ma looks really good. That back double bicep, pretty damn impressive, but he just lacked a little in the triceps on that one. But Krizo, you can see the density through his back. What he lacks in, taper and width in the back, he makes up for in that roundness and density, and his back has really improved a lot. Like, really, really improved. Go to the lat spread. This is where Wellington sort of comes alive, and I think it looks really great. And with the tie-ins and everything, he's even got great calves. He looks really, really good. But Krizo is huge. And this is, I think, where Jose Ma maybe falls down a little bit, but those legs are wild. Side tricep, Wellington looks just phenomenal. You can't really knock him on that pose at all. But Krizo is obviously a different animal. And let me know how you guys think Krizo will do at the 2023 Mr. Olympia as well. Wellington's ab and thigh is just... thing of beauty. Like, I absolutely love his physique. Krizo, he could probably drop his hips back a little bit, but his posing was much improved. And Jose Mar just inside out shredded there. And this is where Andrea Presti looked really good standing side by side with Krizo. When they were directly side by side, he looked like bigger on this shot. I know Krizo looks crazy here, but I think the photo is slightly from the left-hand side of the stage, which gives Krizo that slight advantage. And then you can see Krizo hitting that crab most muscular where he wiped everyone in the most muscular. So Krizo definitely did deserve that. And just wanted to give a shout out as well to Jonathan Moret photo. His quality and everything of his shots was amazing. So yeah, he did really well. And that's him there, I believe. So he does a great job. So see if there's any extra stuff here that we can see. You can see, obviously, Juwan Pradels there, who, you know, like I said, someone said coming from powerlifting, really good. Krizo, next level. There you go. But there's the scorecards there, and I want to bring up some of that HD footage once again so you guys can see it of the guys. Super impressive. And I want to get your guys' opinions. I'm going to go to comments quickly now as well. So you got Black Patron says, seriously, Krizo in the crab most muscular has Coleman 99 levels of detail. Yeah, it's pretty wild. His crab most muscular, which you guys will see back on the screen in just a second, I believe. And I will find some photos of Roman as well. Roman made a ton of improvements from Red Loop. Here we go. React for Reels. Javi needs to offer memberships. I like what you call me, Javi. It's Xavier. But yeah, I will offer memberships actually for you guys and maybe do some exclusive videos and things like that. So if you are into desktop bodybuilding and like what I do and enjoy it, and you want to support the channel on another level, I will be offering that too. And where I prioritize actually getting back to your comments on videos and all that sort of stuff. And I will feature members on the channel as well in terms of like giving shout outs and all that sort of stuff. And I will find those photos as well. So let me, while this is playing, actually pull up some photos of the guys that I was talking about before, like Amir Mirajic, who I thought was shafted at this show. I will say that because I thought it was, I mean, if I was his coach or anyone, I would feel completely, I don't know, bad, I guess, about where he actually placed. And I will find some photos of Roman Frizt as well, who looked really good. Very impressed with him. So let me try to open these up. Hopefully they don't open up in all different files, and I can just quickly, easily share this with you guys. But you can see Wellington on the stage right there, who placed in third place and looked really good. I've just got these opening up right now. It'll just take about half a minute to bring up all these other photos and comparisons for you guys. So you can give me your opinion and let me know what you think went down at this contest. The Red Loop says, by the way, Big Zave, I will mention Starlink every stream until you finally look it up. What's Starlink? Let me know what that is, man. What is Starlink? Oops. All right. I will look it up. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm putting up some photos of Amir. I'm just getting them. And yeah, we'll see if there's anything on Amir that we can sort of pick apart as well. So let me share my screen. I've just got to stop the share of that one. Share screen. And let's pull it up. So there's Juwan Pradels as well, for those who don't know. Okay, so this is some more shots of the call-outs. You can see that's the final call-out as well. So that was the final call-out at prejudging. They left the top two on the outside, likely because I'd say they made up their mind with first and second quite clearly. And maybe they've got Andrea Presti next to Wellington too. So maybe there was a decision going on there as well. You can see there, you can see how good Wellington looks on that rear lat spread. And Andrea Presti was on an angle too. He did look a lot better than this. He was just more sort of posing for the judges there and trying to get their attention. As we go through. And this is Jose Mar, I think, was just a little bit off being against these top guys. Now, this is Amir Omaragic here. Now, I will say that I took 3 screenshots of him, and I feel like he was a little bit like I took the worst screenshots I could of him. Unfortunately, I didn't mean to, obviously intentionally. And this is Christian Wolski here. I thought it was pretty damn good as well, and I would have had Christian Wolski probably in the place he was in, but moving Amir Omaragic up 2 places and moving Juwan Pradels down 2 places. You can see Amir here, he was hard enough for me. Could he have been a little bit more crisp? Sure, but he was very thick. As he went through his shots, he was very impressive. So I felt he deserved better than second last in this show. I saw no obvious shots or anything like that that should detract from his weakness. Very, very good here. Don't see why he placed as low as he did. And Christian Wolski is still pretty damn good, so it was a deep lineup for sure. Now this is Juwan Pradels. Now he looks pretty decent here, but I'd say the delts are a little bit funky. You know, you can see here as well, the arms aren't fully complete in these poses. When he's doing a front double, they look fantastic. Otherwise, not as much. Then we've got Christian Wolski, not Christian Wolski, we've got Juwan Pradels here as well. You can see the conditioning for me just isn't there enough. Here on the side shot, and you can see here, these guys, Roman and also Peter Clancy, they went through 2 call-outs in a row, and apparently it was very, very hot in the venue. And then the back shot, you can see Roman Frizt inside out shredded. So to be compared with Juwan Pradels, who I love the kid, like he's awesome. And yeah, Roman placed 5th, Peter Clancy is 6th, and Juwan Pradels in 7th. So I feel like Amir Omaragic placing 9th was criminal in terms of conditioning and everything. I just don't see how. Yeah, I just don't see that how that happened. I guess maybe some home cooking was going on here, putting Juwan Pradels up in 7th place. Just in my opinion, let me know what you think. Do you think Amir Omaragic should have placed higher and Juwan Pradels should have placed lower? Let me know what you think. And I want to mention as well, Peter Clancy looked really good here. He's just got the issue of high lats. So there's a lot of room here. And from the back, you sort of can see that. I'll just go back to it. Probably not as evident there, but you can see it more in some other shots online. And this was the first call out. So you can see obviously a much bigger first call out, and then they brought it down to 4 guys for the last call out, these 4 here in the middle. But I felt they could have moved these around a little bit more, give some guys a look in the middle, and compared with the top guys, I would have liked to have seen that a lot more. I think it would have been beneficial for everyone. And yeah, I just would have preferred that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the results of this contest. You can see Juwan Pradels here. Do you think he deserves 7th place? Would you have had him slightly lower? I would have had him lower personally, but that's just me. But at the end of the day, Michal Krizo wins this show, qualifies for the 2023 Mr. Olympia. And where will he place? Let me know in the comments if you are watching live or on replay. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself live from Xavier Wills here at Desktop Bodybuilding. So anyway, guys, I'm Xavier Wills. This is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are